Today is February 14th, 2015, and I am going to continue talking about Mike Tancers and being at a club with him, and then what happened when I was telling Erica that I was going to go to his house with him. And I have just for noting what is different in this video, I am obviously penciled in my eyebrows and was just sort of playing around with ideas of having black hair. So most likely I would be bald before I have black hair, but I just wanted to see what it looked like. And anyway, so I was outside of this club, and Erica was kind of trying to pull me over, but as I say, I saw her looking over at him, and they had exchanged these smirks and kind of the looks that were very clear. I mean, she went from looking panicked and everything to looking very self-assured when she thought I wasn't looking at her, and smirking like it was just everything was falling into place exactly the way I wanted. And so when so then I got into a taxi or whatever with him, and we went to his house, and I think at that time I had just kind of thought again, you know, it might be nice to just chat with someone. I was sort of interested in him because I thought he was a good dancer when he was dancing standing upright, and what's really sad is probably I somehow connected to him because I used to babysit him, which is really sad. But and without even knowing, I maybe somehow picked up on something that I thought was like a connection, when really I had just been changing his diapers when he was, you know, decades younger. So and I looked young for my age. I don't want to say I looked really young for my age, but I looked a little bit younger, and I kind of got into dancing and going to clubs a little bit later because I hadn't been interested in that when I was younger. Hadn't really had anyone to go with. And so anyway, I went with him to his house, and he told me, when I asked him what he did when we were in the club, he said that he studied parasites. And so I think I also thought he was interesting by the way he worded some of his answers, because not everybody's going to tell you that what they do for a living is to study parasites. But he's pretty much could have been pretty much a demeaning comment that was even directed towards me, because his dad, Forrest Tancers, had said things to me when I was a kid, like, you're a user, you know, what do parasites do? I mean, parasites are feeding off of another living organism. So, so sort of like father, like son, basically. But we went to his house. It was supposedly his house, and do I know for sure that it was his apartment? I have no idea, because different people at various times were telling me, you know, they were driving someone else's car. I was being taken to apartments occasionally that were not apartments for where someone actually really lived. And so my dog is barking in the background because we have some company outside right now, visiting in the other house on the property. And anyway, so he told me his last name, and it didn't register anything. I actually didn't know what his first name was, because I just asked him what his last name was and told him, don't tell me your first name. So I had no idea. Tancers didn't ring a bell at all. I didn't remember any Tancers. I didn't remember being on their property. I didn't have any idea that he was connected to the people who owned that vineyard over in California. I was completely, I didn't recognize him or his name or his family at all. So, but on the other hand, I know that he recognized me and he knew who I was. So, you know, when all of these different men are kind of like stalking me out and they know who I am, but I don't know who they are, it's kind of creepy because, you know, and then what they did to me, you know, it's just kind of creepy. So then I was over at his house and he showed me a couple of things and I think, but I'm not sure actually. I think the first time that I was there, I was pretty drunk. So I don't actually remember seeing too much in his house. I think the next time that I was there, I looked at some framed pictures and or like tattoo art and scarabs, like beetles, you know. They're not beetles technically, but scarabs. And you know, when I saw that the next time, I was really interested. I knew that I had definitely some common interests with him because of his taste in science and art and music. I knew that there were like some things, some just general things that that I had in common with him, which I'm not totally surprised about because in hindsight, his mom, even though his mom did some crazy things and some really bad things, and you know his family wasn't like the best kind of a situation for me. I had liked, as a kid, I had liked her personality type, and I had thought she was interesting. Like I could kind of relate to her as to her personality specifically. So, and she was a journalist, you know, and I was an English major, so I think there were some just general things kind of in common. But anyway, despite all those things that were in common, I don't remember anything about being there the first time, really, except for I thought we were going to talk, and somehow we just ended up in his bedroom. And I really don't know how I ended up in his bedroom because he had a living room. And as far as I know, we didn't even go to the living room. And I don't remember seeing the kitchen or anything else. So I think I said to him, you know, can we go in a different room or something, because he wanted to sit on the bed. And I was kind of thinking, this isn't exactly where I want to sit, but I started getting I'm not sure if I had a headache that night. I don't think I had a headache then. But I was really tired. I was like about to pass out, and I was, you know, wanting to talk, and then all of a sudden I was so tired, I just thought, oh, can I just go to sleep? And then maybe we can talk in the morning. And it was just really sad to tell someone that, yeah, you'll hang out with them, and then